we are good to go. All right, all right. I can see the yeses in the chat box. You're welcome to tonight's session. My name is Mohammed, and I want to welcome you to. Somebody says they love my cap. All right, maybe after the session, I'll get across to you through DHL. Okay. Now, welcome to this session. My name is Mohammed Suleiman. I want to welcome you to Nebiant Analytics. So I know majority of us are seeing Nebiant for the very first time, but allow me to introduce myself first. Okay, but before I even get into that, if I rush into telling you who I am, I want to know, where are you joining us from? I'm joining in from Lagos, Nigeria. So I want to know, where are you joining us from? You can type it in the chat. Are you joining from Kenya or somewhere in Nigeria? Are you in Lagos as well? Are you in Abuja? Let's get to hear from you. Fantastic. Ogun State. Maxwell, you're with me here in Lagos. Victor is from Port Harcourt, so it means we'll get DHL across to Port Harcourt. Victor. All right. Brilliant one. PH, Osun State. Fantastic one, guys. Good to have each and every one of you here tonight. All right. And we are still expecting quite a lot more people to join us as we go on with the session. Okay. But while we do that, allow me to introduce myself. Or let me even ask. If you are joining us for the very first time, just type a 10 in the chat box. 10 is a perfect number. So type 10 in the chat box. 10, 1 and 0. Are you joining us for the first time? But if this is not your first time, just type regular. Okay. Quite a lot of people are joining us for the first time. Brilliant. I am super excited to have you all on board. Okay, brilliant. Now today we'll go into some very fantastic stuff. All right. And from there would progress. So like I was saying, my name is Mohammed Suleiman, and I am the Chief Operating Officer here at Nebiant Analytics. I've worked as a data analyst and a data scientist across my career so far, and I've had the opportunity to work with Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo is one of Italy's largest luxury car brand. And I worked with their branch in the US, remotely from Lagos, of course. I didn't travel out, okay, if you were wondering. And with that experience, I've been able to mentor quite a number of people in my career so far. And I'm not tired of doing that, because when you look at the Africans, it's quite relatively a lot more difficult for people like me, people like yourself, to get into tech than our white counterparts. So, and that's why we exist here at Nebiant Analytics, to help Africans get into the tech space. Okay, and so far we've been able to help a fantastic number of people transition from non-tech to their very first tech role. All right, so what I'll be doing is going straight into this. Okay, I would go ahead and share my screen, and then I would love you to confirm when you can see my screen. Right now, you can only see my video. I'll share my screen in a little bit, and then I want you to confirm. So you can type crystal clear in the chat once my screen comes up and you can see it. You can type crystal clear in the chat so I know that you can actually see my screen. If you are just joining us, you're welcome once again. My name is Mohammed Suleiman. I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at Nebiant Analytics. Also a data analyst and scientist by profession as well. And I'm super excited to have you here. Okay, I can see the crystal clears now. Fantastic. So today we're going to demystify something. Okay, we demystify something. There are data jobs out there. Okay, you can get into tech through data. You've probably heard of data analytics, data science, business analysis. How many of us I'm not saying you know what it is, but you've heard of it. Type a yes in the chat box. You've heard data analytics, data science, business analysis. Okay, let me know if you've heard such career paths. Now, if you fall under this category, or even if you're hearing it for the very first time, the reason you've even heard it before is because these career paths are high in demand. Okay, am I going to look at it practically? People claim so. So is it actually so? Would look into it practically. I would go into LinkedIn. We'll look at what the reality is. Okay, and we'll do a little bit of calculation. So I want you to come up with your calculators. Get your calculators ready because we'll do some mathematics later on in the session. All right. Now, um, I have introduced myself. Okay, I have introduced myself previously, but for those who are just joining, because like I see that so many people just joined, my name is Mohammed Suleiman. I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at Nabiant. I've worked as a data analyst, a data scientist, and I'm pushing towards a decade of experience in the space. I've worked with Alfa Romeo. The car guys in the house will know Alfa Romeo. All right. I work with their US branch remotely from Lagos. Helped um, closing closing on 4,000 Africans make that switch and mentor them. I've also been a LinkedIn data visualization top voice, and I also transitioned into tech. Okay, I was not born a tech bro, so I transitioned into tech. My first degree was in mechanical engineering, um, miles apart from what I do now as a data analyst and data scientist. But I've been able to make that switch. Not an easy one, but yeah, here we are, and you can do it too. Now, yes, I've introduced Naviant Analytics as well, and why we exist. We're an edtech firm. All we do is help Africans get into the space. And we do that by helping Africans handpick some career paths, data analytics, data science, business analysis. And you see the reason why we picked those career paths later on in the session. And what we believe is that you should have access to the best professionals across Africa, for you to be able to effectively transition into tech, and we make that happen for you. So what we're going to be doing today is going to hover around three main things. The very first thing is I'll talk about one of our participants. In fact, a lot of our participants who joined and they went on to get their very first tech job. And then we'll go into how did they do it. Of course, looking at data jobs. So a lot of people say data analytics is saturated. Oh, there, it's a popular career path. It's easy to enter into. Is that really true? We'll look at it, and then a special announcement for those who stay till the end of the session tonight. And you get to ask me questions as well. Towards the end of the session, I'm going to allow you on mute, and then you'd actually have the opportunity to converse with myself. So let's get right into it. Now, this young lady right here is Esther. Okay. And I love to relate Esther's story because of how brilliant Esther's story is. Now, Esther went to the School of Nursing. Okay, so she's in the medical line of work. So she took that, she had that experience. She went into nursing, but something in her wanted a lot more than just nursing. Okay, and this is true for most people. You're working a job 9 to 5. Yes, you sure because you need to pay your bills. I mean, you have to pay your bills, right? But it's not what you want. It's not even where you want to be financially. So that was Esther um, at the time. Now, what did Esther do? She joined Naviant Analytics. She chose our data analytics program, and this was February this year. She chose our data analytics program, and fast forward 3 months later, okay, she got her very first tech job as a monitoring and evaluation analyst working hybrid with Power Nigeria. So that was Esther's story. Now, there are some in betweens. It looks as if, oh, Esther knew. She knew for sure she was going to get a job, right? So she took that step. So, but what was it actually? Now, let me tell you something about Esther. When Esther got this job, when Esther got this job, and she was giving her testimonial, okay, she made mention of one thing. She said it got to a point she was overwhelmed. Okay, if we have the time, I'll allow you to listen to her. It got to a point she got overwhelmed. And then that was where the expert she was working with stepped in as a mentor. Oh, Esther, that's how it is, right? But here's what you need to do. Okay, take it one step at a time. Practical solutions. What are the areas you have issues in? They helped her clear those areas. Esther was back on her feet. In fact, there's something she loves to mention. She mentioned that she was told that after her program ends, she should start calling herself a data analyst. Okay, and that manifested in her eventually. Okay, after completing her program. So that was Esther's story. All right, that was Esther's story. And just before I allow you to listen to Esther, here's another fantastic professional who, also benefited from our program. Now, this is Naomi. Naomi's case was a little bit different. Naomi works a in a francophone country. Now, I say works, okay, because she works there still. Now, Naomi works in a francophone country, uh, and she's a Nigerian. And one of the things she experienced while she was there, even as a manager, was that she was being relegated to the background. Okay. At some point, she wanted to leave, and her resignation was rejected. Okay. Her resignation was rejected. Now, she had to grapple in that relegation zone, and she decided, you know what, I want to work remotely. I want to work from home. Okay. I want to be able to dictate my own time. Right. So, what she did was she joined a business analysis program. Okay. And this was sometime in January this particular year. Now, Naomi put in the work of her life when she joined us. Because when you join us, we ask you to do a couple of things. Okay, let me not say a couple, a number of things. Apart from having to show up in class, completing your project, you need to make yourself visible on platforms like LinkedIn. Those of you who joined early, you heard Naomi when she was speaking. Now, LinkedIn is free of charge. Okay, you can use it to your own advantage if you follow in Naomi's footsteps. Naomi posted her work on LinkedIn, and what happened was that it got to a point the HR called Naomi in and gave her an offer to head a new department they will be creating in alignment with all of the other branches that they had. And they wanted her to lead that particular department. Naomi said, you know what? I'm going to go think about it. They said, no, there's nothing to think about. Take it. And she was like, okay, I'm going to take it. Are you going to train me to be able to lead the department? And they're like, we see what you do on LinkedIn. You will train that. You will train all others in that department and not the other way around. Okay. And these are people who took that opportunity to upskill in the right manner, not just upskill, but in the right manner. And she was able to get results in with this, right? And I've included their profile, her portfolio, because these are some of the things that also projected her visibility out there. Recruiters need to know that you are there. The jobs are out there, but recruiters need to know that you are there. Now, I have other people that have gotten jobs, okay, that I would love to talk about. But allow me to show you something real quick. Okay, let us go to LinkedIn. Now, let's go to LinkedIn. Okay, let's go to LinkedIn. How many of us know LinkedIn? If you know LinkedIn, kindly type a yes in the chat box so I know if you know what LinkedIn is. Have you ever heard of LinkedIn? You know what it is? Fantastic. So it is a professional Instagram. Okay. Permit me to use that word. Okay. For lack, just to drive home my point, it is a professional Instagram. Who agrees with me? So that's what LinkedIn is. All right, but it's for the professional space. Are you with me? So quite a number of people know LinkedIn. So it's a platform where you can also get jobs if I'm stressing the if because that's the condition. If you position yourself well, okay, your peers are getting jobs on here. Um, yours would not be different except you don't know how to position well. Now, you want to gain access to my slides and the recording of this session. You would see the attendance form being posted in the chat box right now by one of my team members, Enquiries Nabian. So click on that blue link, fill out the attendance form so that we can get to hear from you. You also get my slides as well as the recording of this session should you fill that out. Okay, so I see that this is still loading. Okay, so allow me to um, make a quick switch. So let's see. But confirm, can you hear me, guys? Can you still hear me? Can you hear me? Let's confirm. Let me know where the issue is likely coming from. Can you still hear me? Okay, so just give me a second. Okay, give me a second. All right. I want to believe you can still hear me, right? I want to believe you can still hear me. I want to believe you can. Yes, but I can't see anything, please. You can't, I can't hear you clearly. You can't hear me clearly now. Hi, Inizig, please confirm you can still hear me, please. All right, you should be able to hear me at this point, okay? You should be able to hear me at this point. I mean, the page has just loaded. You should be able to hear me. If you can't see my screen though, just step out of the call and join back in almost immediately, and you should be able to see my screen. Now, let's go ahead. So this is LinkedIn, okay? And what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna search for it. Okay, I'm going to search for a job. And you learn how to search for a job on LinkedIn by so doing. But that's not what I want to teach you. Okay, I don't want to teach you how to search for a job, but you're going to learn that anyways. What we want to see is how are the opportunities like? Okay, how exactly are the opportunities like? So I'm going to search for data analyst first. Data analyst. Um, that's not how to spell analyst. Data analyst. All right, brilliant. Data analyst. And I hit enter. Now, when I search data analyst, okay, it is going to any please don't type present in the chat box. You see the link that you need to click on, fill the form, and that way your attendance is recorded. Else it's going to vanish in the chat. Okay, so here is what I'm saying. Now you'd see a list of data analyst jobs, people, but we don't want to see people, right? We want jobs. So I'm going to click on jobs right here on the top left. I'll click on jobs. Now, once you click on jobs, okay, you want to ensure that wherever you are in Africa, you put your location, you set your location to EMEA. Can we all see my screen, guys? Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see it clearly. EMEA. Are you with me, guys? You set your location to EMEA. EMEA simply means Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Now, this allows you as an African talent to tap into the remote work space. Okay, to tap into the remote workspace. All right, either within Africa or even outside Africa. Now, that's not the point I'm trying to make here. The point is, I want you to look at the number of results that we have. What is this? What can you see there? What can you see here? 14,125 vacancies for data analysts alone. 14,125 vacancies for data analysts alone across EMEA. Now, let's not go too deep. Let's go to business analysts. Let's compare. Business analysts. Okay, 14,000 open roles. Yet, you still don't have one of them to yourself. Let's search for business analyst. Now I'm going to search for business analysts. Okay, business analysts across EMEA. How many? 7,028. 7,028 vacancies as we speak. This one was posted 3 hours ago. I think that was 2 hours before we entered into this particular session. This was posted 9 hours ago, or today, this 2 days ago, 12 hours ago, and the likes. Now, so you can do data scientist by yourself and tell me what the number is, right? Even if this was 500 open roles, can you possibly apply to 500 jobs in a day? Can you do that? Can you actually do that? The answer is no. Okay, and the numbers you're seeing on my screen just shows how high in demand these jobs are right now. Okay, now, and what's stopping you is actually the skill. Do you have the skill? If your answer is no right now, then that's the problem. Okay, now let's go ahead. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's go a little bit further in my slides. Now, when you look at the global opportunities on LinkedIn alone, and this is LinkedIn alone, I've not talked about JobGether, I've not talked about Adzuna, I've not talked about Indeed, I've not talked about WWR, we work remotely, I've not talked about Remote Co, I've not talked about Upwork, I've not talked about so many other platforms where you can actually get jobs, right? This is just LinkedIn alone, right? Now, the jobs are out there, but you don't have one to yourselves as of right now. Okay, what's the issue? All right, what really is the issue? So the thing is this: a lot of people, they fail even before they start. Okay, and this is typical of Africans, right? Nigerians, Africans, people like myself, people like yourself. Before we even get started, we fail. And the reason is because they are not strategic about the career path that they choose. Simply because the career path sounds cool, or because you've chosen one of the data career paths that I've talked about, it does not mean you confine yourself to looking for jobs like that. But first off, you need to even select the right career path to give it that chance. Okay, before I go into the details. Now, a lot of people don't select their career paths strategically. And as an African, okay, this second half of the year, you need to, if you want to get a job in tech, you need to strategically select the career path, because that's your determinant. Okay, you're not doing this for the fun of it. You are doing this to make ends meet, right? So whenever you want to, select a career path, there are three things you need to put into considerations, and these three things should also form the reason why we chose the career path we chose here at Nebiat Analytics. Reason number one, and guys, if you've not been listening to me, I need you to pay attention now. If you have a baby around, you have a TV on, now is the time to turn the TV off, put the baby away. You need to listen to me attentively. These career paths are easy to learn: data analytics, data science, business analysis. Now, when I say easy to learn, do I mean that, oh, you're just gonna sleep it out, you're just gonna play it out and things are gonna happen? Capital no. Okay, whatever is worth doing well. All right, but when I say it is easy to learn, okay, I mean, have you tried the job of a mechanic before? I mean, I have tried it. Okay, I mean, have you tried the job of some other tech professionals? Okay, now for an African trying to get into tech, right, it is relatively easy to learn this skill to a point where you can say, I know how to do this thing as an African, right? The second reason is it is easy to transition. I mean, I don't need to overflog this point anymore because we've seen with our eyes when I shared my screen and showed you what the opportunity looks like on LinkedIn. Okay, I showed you what the opportunities looked like on LinkedIn. So that makes it easy to transition because I mean, a lot of companies are looking for professionals like yourself, right? You also have fantastic salaries. And let me tell you one trick here. Now, and this is what's happening right now globally. Tech recruiters abroad are looking for cheap labor. So instead of them paying a professional out there um, locally, this is abroad now. Okay, let's say in US, a tech recruiter in the US wants to recruit a data analyst, for example. Rather than looking for a data analyst who resides in the US, they look for an African with the same skill set and pay them around one third the salary they would have paid the American data analyst, right? Now, oh, one third. Are you not getting shortchanged by so doing? Well, no. The average salary of a data analyst is around, and I want you to do a little bit of mathematics here with me. The average salary of a data analyst, in the US, it ranges from around 90 to 95,000 US dollars on average. Okay, what would affect it would depend on the the location where you are, the industry that is looking to hire, and so many other factors, right? So I want you to slash that into three. That would give you somewhere around 30K US dollars yearly. Now I want you to convert 30K US dollars yearly to naira. Okay, who is doing the mathematics for me? 30K US dollars on a yearly basis. When you do that conversion, divide it by 12 and tell me the result in the chat. That's roughly what they get to pay you simply because you're an African. They've saved more than 50% of the salary of their salaries, and you are getting not no you are getting a kind of salary no company in Nigeria would hire you for. Are you with me? So that is the in thing now. But for you, you need to do two things. You need to get the skill and you need to put yourself out there. If you can do these two things, you're good to go. Okay. But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead with the session. Now, something we did here at Nadiant is was to look at some popular job boards, not just these ones that I'm showing on my screen: LinkedIn, Indeed, Civil Library, Glassdoor, Upwork, WWR, Angel List, and the list goes on and on like so. We looked at it just the way I showed you right now. And then we also looked at the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs report. Okay, the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs report. Now, we looked at these two things. Okay, we looked at these two things. And then we said that, in the Future of Jobs report, and if you don't know what the Future of Jobs report is, it is a 300-page report that talks about what jobs are likely going to grow heading into the future. And you may want to know who writes it. Well, it's a group of politicians, and I'm talking global politicians, billionaires in dollars, captains of industries. These are the human drivers of the world economy. So we have these people gather periodically every 3 years, 2 to 3 years, if I'm correct, and they come up with this report. Okay, and the point is, they're trying to predict what jobs are likely going to get in demand heading into the future. And again, if you've not filled out the attendance form, fill it out now. The link is in the chat. All you need to do, click on the link, fill out the form. You get my slides, you also get my recording. So if you can see anything on my screen, you don't need to write it down. Okay, you just fill the form, you get my slides, you get the recording. All you need to do now is pay attention and listen. Now, the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs reports, like I said, compiled by captains of industries, thought leaders, billionaires in dollars, the strongest politicians across the globe. And they have said that data jobs are likely going to increase in their already high demand by another 30 to 35% between now and the year 2030. This is already halfway into 2025. So the question you need to start asking yourself now is, where do I want to be in all of this? COVID-19 came, that wave passed you by. Remote work surged. Now, you are seeing this prediction. What are you going to do? Are you still going to allow this to pass you by? And I've included a link here in my slide. So when you get my slide, please click on this link and you can see the full report. But here's my point. It means that from these two channels, we're able to come up with these three career paths: data analytics, data science, business analysis, especially if you are an African. Especially if you are an African. Okay, so you need to start looking at these career paths. So allow me to walk you through what you need to actually become one if you choose data analytics or data science or business analysis. Now, for data analyst, you need to learn these skills. Allow me to grab my laser. Okay, now you need to learn Excel, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, Looker Studio, and ChatGPT. Now, and these tools, we curated them, into our curriculum based off the jobs, the job requirements. Okay, if you look at the job requirements for data analysts, for example, you see these tools there. In fact, some jobs will require that you know only one. But when you appear to the market with all of these skills, you become instantly the hot cake within the pack. Okay, and that allows you to get ahead even without saying anything at all. Now, you want to become a data scientist, you need Excel, SQL, Tableau, Python, GitHub, and ChatGPT. Now, please confirm you can still hear me, guys. Okay, confirm you can still hear me so that I know we're on the same page. And okay, fantastic. So if you can't hear me, it's likely a network. All right. So for you to become a successful data scientist, and if you look at the job requirements when you're applying to jobs, these are the tools that are being asked for. Sometimes, like I said, you only get to be asked just one, but it's good to have all of them like this so that you can put yourself at a pedestal that projects you as a top talent when you're applying to these jobs. And then as a business analyst, ordinarily, and here I want you to listen to me, guys. Ordinarily, as a business analyst, you see these three tools. Look at my screen, guys. These three tools that I'm hovering around, these three tools, you would not need it. Okay? You would not need those first three tools. Ordinarily, you won't need Excel, SQL, and Power BI. But why have we included it into our curriculum? Now, we looked at the job requirements, especially in recent times. And what we noticed is that recruiters abroad have started to require that even if you call yourself a business analyst, you must know some data basics. Not as deep as a data analyst, but sufficient enough for you to be able to handle data to a reasonable extent. So for that reason, we kept these three tools as a part of the business analysis program. And these are data specific tools: Excel, SQL, and Power BI. And then you move on to the core business analysis, tools and frameworks. You get to do Miro, you get to do Jira, you get to do Azure DevOps. Azure DevOps is on the cloud. Okay, you also get to use Draw.io to map out processes and the likes. So, and just to give you a brief, as a business analyst, your job is people. Okay, you relate with people, you lead people. So if you like to hold meetings, drive initiative, track, document, that means you're a business analyst. If you love to predict into the future to help organizations know what's likely going to happen in the future, data scientist is who you want to be. And if you love to tell stories using data, you love to summarize large data into charts and visuals and automate dashboards, then you want to become a data analyst. Okay, am I making sense, guys? Am I making sense, guys? So I know you might have already chosen one in the form, okay, but you can just type now in the chat which one would you actually want to choose now. Okay, forget about what you chose in the form. Okay, it's immaterial at this point. So all you need to do is just type in the chat now which one you, now that you know what who they are, which one you want to go for. And while you are doing that, okay, while you are doing that, I need you to pay attention, okay, because we're getting towards the towards some of the other things that you need to learn. Now, what I have done is this: there is a three step that you need to follow, and all of the persons who have gotten jobs, and I can see in the chat box, data analyst, business analyst, okay, I can see data analyst, business analyst, fantastic one, guys. I beg your pardon. Now, guys, you want to actually get into tech. Now you know the skills, you know the jobs are out there. What do you need to do? These three things are what you actually need right now. First thing is to start learning. Okay. And all of the persons that have gotten jobs after passing through our program did this same thing. Okay. You start learning either data analytics, data science, business analysis, and then you move to branding. So I cannot overemphasize how branding gets you results than just learning. So when you're learning the technical bits of the career path you chose or you choose, as a beginner, you're learning something you never have done before. Okay, and you may be led to think that, oh, this is what gets me the result. If I know this tool, that's what gets me the result. Unfortunately, for lack of a better word, if you limit yourself to just learning the tools, that does not get you the job. You need to add this layer, which is branding, CV assessment. Your CV has to be in a certain way, because whenever you hit that apply button, your CV does not go to a human being at first. It goes to what we call ATS, applicant tracking system. Applicant tracking system. Okay, it's a robot. Looks at your CV, looks at the job description, does a match, scores you on a scale of 1 to 100. Anything below 90, it sends you an automated rejection letter. So the recruiter does not even know that you hit the apply button or you apply to their job, unfortunately. And this is true for so many people. So you access your CV, you do what we call LinkedIn profile optimization, so recruiters can see you online. You have portfolio building. Of course, you must have this, else you are just wasting time. I created a video recently and I said that if you do not have a portfolio of projects and you are trying to get into tech, it's like showing up for a Formula One race and you arrived on a bicycle, right? You just ride and ride and ride and you get nowhere with that. So you need a portfolio. You also need an Upwork profile so you can get access to freelancing, okay, especially for those who want to have full autonomy of their time. Upwork gives you that leverage. Mentorship. I cannot emphasize this. Mentorship keeps you in the right frame of mind as a tech talent. Now, one of the things that you battle with is imposter syndrome. You're not going to feel sufficient, even when you have the skills. You're going to feel as if I just started months ago, and you're saying I should apply to these jobs. What if I get the job? Won't I get sacked? Get the job first and see. Okay, get the job first and see if you get sacked. All right, because guess what? That thing you actually know, okay, is what recruiters actually need you to do. All right. So you battle with imposter syndrome, and that can be a setback if not handled correctly. So we have mentorship sessions, not just to attack imposter syndrome, but to also teach you how to introduce yourself in an interview. Are recruiters interested in your state of origin, your age, um, your gender? They really don't care. Okay, where you're from, or what you call yourself. What they care about is actually the skills and the confidence in talking about these things that you've done. Okay, we teach you how to do that as well. Okay, you also have a lifetime interview preparation. So you have an interview coming up. We prepare you ahead of that interview lifetime. No other training program will give you this. Okay, lifetime interview prep, meaning even after a program has ended, all you need to do is to reach out to us that, oh, I need a job interview preparation. I have an interview coming up, and boom, you get scheduled and you get prepared even after your program has ended. Okay, you also have job references. I can overemphasize this as well. You get references from us. You also get on the job support. So all you need to do is reach out. Oh, I need help, and you get the help. Okay. Now, when you're applying to jobs, okay, it's not as easy as just hitting the apply button. And this is the third phase of what you need to know tonight. It's not just about hitting the apply button. I mean, if you're learning something so far, type yes, yes, yes with a lot of S's in the chat, so I know you're really learning something. Okay, just type a yes with a lot of S's in the chat, so I know you're actually getting something. Okay, fantastic one. As I was saying, the apply button is tantalizing to hit, but you need to put some things in place. Now, if you hit that apply button, or let me even say this, whenever you hit that apply button without using AI, in that job application, you are wasting your time. You are wasting your time. All the good work you've been doing, the learning you've done, the branding you've done, you waste it at this point. Okay, you need to do what we call AI job matching. What is this? Now, the idea is this: every job on LinkedIn is like a fingerprint. You know, fingerprints are unique, right? Fingerprints are unique. Is that correct? My fingerprint is not like yours, so it's unique. Such is the situation of the jobs on LinkedIn. The jobs are unique, even if they carry the same, effectively the same role, right? Each organization would put inside their job description what is specific to their organization and their need for that professional. So you need to do what we call job match, and you use AI to do this so that the score of your CV is somewhere around 90 to 95% before you hit the apply button. Anything 90 and below, if you hit the apply button, you get a rejection email. Okay, you get a rejection email automatically. So that is what you do here. You also get recommendation for jobs. I recently recommended one of our participants for a job with a Canadian brand, one of the organization that I had also worked with in the past. And then you get access to exclusive jobs, that we share both with our alumni and current students within the program. Now, Esther, the same Esther followed the same framework. She started learning with us, like I said, in February, completed her program sometime in May. She did everything we asked her to do. And I love to stress this. We say it is easy to get into one of these career paths, either data analytics, data science, business analysis, right? It is easy, but guess what? You need to do what is required of you. You can't sleep it out. You can't, give excuses, not showing up for class or not posting on LinkedIn as instructed. You need to do it. Esther followed all the instructions we gave her. Okay. Even when it seemed like as if, where am I going with this? She kept on pushing, following our instruction. And she applied to multiple jobs, and the job offer came as a monitoring and evaluation analyst. And you can see there's something I want to point out here. She did not get a data analyst job. It was specific to what the company needed at that time. So instead of calling it data analyst, what did they call it? Monitoring and evaluation analyst. So that's also a trick of casting your net when you are trying to get tech jobs. So it's the same skill set, the same role, just a different name. So and you need to be aware of all of these things when you are applying to jobs. All right. So she did it. She got a job. Okay. And allow me to even share more. All right. And this is Ugochi. Ugochi joined our program. I think that was sometime in February or March, if I'm correct. And before this, she was out of the corporate world. She wanted to start out her family as a mom. You know, she was becoming a mom. Let's put it that way. And she stepped out of the corporate space for quite an extended time. But she was ready at some point to get back, and she decided that, you know what, I'm not going to start all over again. Okay, I want to get it. I want to be at a vantage point. So what did she do? She decided to join our program, our business analysis program. In February, and then fast forward June 2025. This was last month. This was 1 month after her program had ended. Okay, she got a role as a business analyst at Marite Consulting. Okay, so and these are people, she had her struggles also, and I love to mention their struggles so that you know that I'm not here to sweet talk you, right? So that when you start having struggles as well, you deal with it, okay, and get a result. So Ugochi struggled with imposter syndrome. Okay, when she was giving her testimonial, and we have all of these testimonials across our socials, IG, Facebook, YouTube, so you can see them there. I've also kept the link in the slide so you can get to see them yourself. Ugochi mentioned that she struggled with imposter syndrome a lot. Okay, feeling as if she was a fraud. I mean, you know how to do this thing, but you feel as if you're going to be discovered. Okay, as if you're doing something wrong, right? Um, so we helped her circumvent that issue. She got a job, and she's seen now that it's really not far fetched. This is also Mary. Let me summarize Mary's own. Mary saw someone on Instagram. She joined us in December 2024, and she had gotten an internship role, a paid internship role at in May, and I think about last week she got a paid 6 months contract role and a long-term contract to follow that after her performance. Now, she mentioned something when she was giving her testimonial that stood out for her. All right. And this shows you the realistic aspect of things with these people that have gotten jobs. She didn't even think that she could get a job, okay, with the skills that she was learning. So she said that in her testimonial, she said that she thinks it is the CV template we gave her that stood her out of the 3,000 plus people that also applied for the same job that she applied to. She thinks it's the CV we gave her. So that goes to show that even if it sounds like she still has some doubt in herself, of course, she's trying to point out that I think I'm not as special, okay? It's the CV you gave me, okay? Which to an extent, the CV also did its own job. But guess what? You still have to keep the job, right? So we ensure that You know what you're doing when with the tools that you're learning. And Mary had that. Oluwaseun Ojo, worked in a small microfinance bank as a risk officer. We met in August 2024 in a physical event. He decided to join us. This guy is a big man now. Just go on LinkedIn, type Oluwaseun Ojo. He's doing amazing for himself right now. Okay. And these are people with no prior experience. But what has given them the results? It is those three things that I've mentioned. Number one, it's easy to learn. Number two, the opportunities are out there, makes it easy to transition. Number three, you have fantastic salary packages. Okay. Again, when I say easy to learn, and I'm stressing this, you need to show up every day, do your own little bit, and you get your results. All right. So, and these are many others. You have Grace, you have Lebura, you have Helen Okai. I personally prepared Helen Okai's recommendation letter because the recruiter that sent her an offer asked her for a recommendation letter from one of our previous employers. And one thing we allow you to do is to use Nabian's Analytics as your previous employer on your LinkedIn, so you can always come back to us for a reference. Okay, so these are so many people who have gone on to get jobs. Now, beyond just all of those things, I want to highlight these four things that you get by opting to join us. Okay, so when you opt to join us, it's a lifelong partnership for us. You may look at it as a one-time thing, but for us, it's a lifelong partnership. So in that light, we offer lifetime interview preparation. So after you have passed through our program, you will not need to contact someone else to prepare you ahead of your interview. You come back to us at no extra cost. You get prepared for that interview. You have 10 different interviews. You come 10 different times, and you have 10 professionals available each of this time to work with you. Okay, you have a lifetime access to all your training materials. I mean, you're learning something new for the very first time. Okay, we don't expect that your brain is a magnet, okay, that is going to keep everything at a time, right? So what we do is, even after you've learned it, we ensure that all the classes you attend, we record it, not because, and I love to say this, we don't, I mean, a lot of people misinterpret this. We say that all the classes you would attend, we'll record it so that you can have it later. Okay, you can go back to it later to revise. A lot of people think we do it because we expect you to miss classes. No, of course, if you miss classes, you would have the recording provided you let us know you're going to miss class. But we don't expect that you skip your classes. Uh, and look at the recording as, oh, since we recorded, why not just skip the class, right? So you attend the class, but the recording is for you to go back to and practice. So, and we give it to you on a lifetime basis, and I'll show you how we do that in a bit. You also have a lifetime access to recommendation letters. So I know of a lot of training brands, okay? A lot of training brands. Let me not call names, all right? I won't call names. So, I mean, they're all over the internet. You can check them out, right? They'll tell you, join us. We'll give you one year mentorship afterwards. Nobody is ready to carry that burden, especially for people who are ready to do the work. Okay, they are ready to do their own part of the job, right? So and then whenever you come to us, oh, I need a recommendation letter. The only thing you need to let us know is, oh, I was once your student, and in fact, we have you in our database. So, in as much as you're one of our alumni or a current student, you can always come back for a recommendation letter. And we also meet with you from time to time as an alumni to mentor you, because um, while it is possible for you to get a job while you're on the program, it's also possible you get opportunities come your way after your program has ended. So any which way, right? Uh, we need to stay in touch to ensure that you get that good. You're not doing this for the fun of it. Nobody, at least up till now, nobody has joined us and told us that I'm just joining for the fun of it, right? We have people who are we have people who want to actually make ends meet, and that's the reason they joined us. Joseph, how do you get a mentor? It's with Navient, okay, with Navient Analytics. Right now, it's a 4 month journey. Okay, it's a 4 months long journey. 3 months of grinding and learning, and then 1 month of internship. Now, the learning phase happens in the schedule in uh, is in two parts. You have the weekend and the weekday. Now, weekends are your main classes, and this is where you build real world projects. All right, real world projects. Okay, and this real world project, you have them put in your portfolio to showcase to potential recruiters. All right, on Saturdays 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for 3 hours, you get to solve real world problems under the guidance of an expert. And then on Sundays, you get a blended training. Now, what do I mean blended? On Sundays, you get what we call DID videos. Now, these are preparatory self-paced videos that we provide to you on Sunday. And the idea is that from Sunday and through the week, you cover those videos to get prepared ahead of the next real world project you'll be solving on Saturday. Okay. And then during the weekdays, you don't have actual classes, but we still meet with you for support and employability sessions. So on Tuesdays, 9 to 10 p.m., we have what we call support sessions. So if you have any issues, oh, I was trying to use this thing on my laptop the way you did it in the video, it did not work. That's where you get to make the complaints. And of course, you have a dedicated platform where you can also ask questions to your facilitators. But we also made this dedicated session as an extra layer so that you are not limited to either only the platform or just this particular session to get support. And then on Thursdays, 9 to 10 p.m., you get mentorship covering everything around employability and the right mindset for you to get into the tech space. And you're going to use two learning platforms. Okay. First is the Google Classroom. So when we say we provide you a lifetime access to all your class materials, the secret is Google Classroom. So in Google Classroom, we host all your live classes, your live sessions, and we also leverage that in recording it, and we keep it there for you so that you can access it anytime. You'll have access to this platform um, lifetime. Okay, and then the second platform is our bespoke learning management system. Think of it like a portal. Okay, now this portal houses your preparatory videos, easy to use, seamless, and you also get you also get access to this lifetime, so you can use that to prepare yourself ahead of your classes and still have access. So I've kept the full brochure here in my slide. Again, fill out the attendance form in the chat box, click on that blue link if you haven't already, so that you can get my slides and the recording to the session. Now, these are some of the fantastic projects our students have built. Okay, fantastic dashboards. Now, these are projects that people who are just 1 month into their program built. 1 month of using the tool, and they were able to build this fantastic project, built by our students. Okay, so and these I've also included some of the portfolios. So it's not just about creating the project or working on those real world projects. You need to gather it in a project portfolio. Let me just show you one of them real quick. One of our students' portfolio. So you see how it looks like. Okay, so I'm just going to click on Adachi's portfolio. So let's see. Now, it's a website portfolio, okay, and they built it under our guidance without writing any code. So imagine building a website like this, a personal website without writing code. Okay, they use Google Sites to build it, if you're wondering. All right. So under our guidance, without any prior tech, background, they're able to build this. And then, you can see Adachi, a little bit about her. So this is how a recruiter will come here and see a little bit about Adachi and click on the View My Portfolio button. And that takes you to Adachi's work. And you can see some of the beautiful projects that Adachi built under the supervision of our professionals. So she has this link on her CV, on her LinkedIn. So you are not just going out there to say you are a data analyst or a business analyst or a data scientist. You have something to show for it. And these are people recruiters want to work with. All right. These are people recruiters want to work with. So our next class, I need to know how many of you are ready to join our next class. We have a class starting on the 9th of August. Okay, on the 9th of August is around the corner. We're already there. This is mid-July already. On the 9th of August, we have a class starting. Okay, and I see people asking questions. Oh, do I need a laptop for this? Of course, you need a laptop for the job, right? So you need a laptop for the job. And for that reason, you also need a laptop to learn. Okay, you also need a laptop to learn. All right, you also need a laptop to learn. So I'm not going to sweet talk you into telling you that, oh, you don't need a laptop for this. You can learn it on your phone. Even if you use the latest iPhone, you will not be able to do this job except you have a laptop. All right. So our next class is starting on the 9th of August, and this could be your own story as well. Just the same way I told you, Esther started sometime in February, Naomi started in January, Ugochi started sometime in I think February as well. While Mary started sometime in December last year, myself and what's his name now, Oluwashun, we met last year, in August in a physical session somewhere in Lekki. This could be your own story starting right now. Oh, let me pick a name, Esther in the chat, for example. This could be me talking about you next time out. Oh, Esther joined us in August 2025 and she's gotten a job. Now, for you to get access to all of the premium things I've talked about, including, including all of the fantastic things that I've talked about, and I'll get into that. I'll get into this later on. I'll get into this particular slide later on. For you to get access to all of those nice things, the price of the program is actually 350,000 naira. Okay, 350,000 naira flat. You get access to all of these nice things. Now, for all of you on this session right now, you will not have to pay 350,000 naira. I'm giving you a discount of 100K. So instead of paying 350K, then you get to pay 250,000 naira. Okay, 250,000 naira. All right. So, and this 250,000 naira, you can decide to pay it outrightly. You can split it into two, or you can leverage our 3 installment package. All right, 3 installment package, 85K, 80,000 naira. So 85K to get access to the program, and then 1 month in, you top up with another 85,000 naira, and then finally you have 80,000 naira to balance it up. Okay, and then what you need to do is you can send a direct transfer to. You can send a direct transfer to our bank account, okay, in the chat. So, please can you post the bank statement, please, in the chat box, so that the bank details, rather, so that you can get people can get access to it. All right. So you pay 250,000 naira. You can do it in 3 installments, okay? Installment payment, 85,000, 85,000, 80,000. Now, for people who are ready to secure their spot this night, because I see so many people, oh, it's coming as it's coming as, a surprise to me, this and that. For you, for you who secures your slots tonight, okay, you're going to be one of the 10 people who I would work with tomorrow evening. Tomorrow evening, I'm going to show you how to do a job match with AI. Okay, that thing that I told you that to get you need to actually do to get results. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do just that. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that. All right, so give me a second. All right, so what you can do is, so for people who would say, okay, this is coming as a shock, Mohammed, I don't have 85,000 naira now. Here's what you can do. All right. If you're going to secure your spot tonight, you can do that with at least 30,000 naira just for tonight. Okay. For tonight, 30,000 naira. And then before the class starts in August, you then top up with you then top up with 55,000 naira. Okay, so and that makes up the 85,000 naira required of you to get into the program. Okay, to get into the program. So allow me to share my screen one more time so that you can see that. So just make a direct bank transfer to this account detail you're seeing on my screen. Okay, to these account details you're seeing on my screen. So our Kuda bank account, and with just 30,000 naira tonight, you can secure your spot because the discount is not indefinite. If you're still listening to me, the discount is not indefinite. Anything past tonight, you'll be required to pay 350k. Go to our website, you see 350k. Anything past tonight, you are missing out on the discount, and you can secure it with a down payment of 30,000 naira at least. Okay, so if, say, for example, you pay 50,000 naira tonight, secure a spot, all you need to do is to then top up with 35k before you start a class in August. All right, so I'm going to take questions now. All right, I'm going to take questions now in the chat, and then I'll start taking the hands. So if you have a hand up, I'll call you eventually to unmute. So let me take some questions in the chat. Is there room for installment? Iberi, yes. Do you have to leave? Do you have a live location within Lagos? Our team is located remotely. I mean, we outsource all our professionals from across Africa. So it's not a case of we being confined to a small town within Lagos and you just have access to professionals within that small town. No. Okay. We outsource our professionals from across Africa. We also have students from across Africa. So hence the reason we operate fully remotely and prepare people for working remotely and in a hybrid setting. I hope that answers your question. Sumishe Peter says, is the 250k for each of the program or for all of the programs? Of course, you choose one. All right, you choose one of the programs. Sumishe, I can give you a payment gateway. I don't know what that is for Lashade. Uh, So I mean, you can make payments via our LMS, and let me walk you through our LMS. Okay, you want to pay directly on our LMS. All right. So here is what you need to do. Okay, here's what you need to do. Just give me a second to Let's give me a second to go. Let's see. Let's go with this. All right. So I'm gonna go Nabians Analytics. Just search Nabians Analytics on the internet, and then you visit our website. You can go to our website. Okay. All right. And then you want to sign in, okay, or get started. All right. You can sign up if you don't have an account. You can use Google Sign Up. So I just continue with Google. So, okay. So let's see. All right. So let's see. Um, okay. That password is um visible. So I'm just gonna share my screen momentarily to enter in my password. Okay, so enter the password. 1 second. So you enter in your password, all right, and that way you get you get um you get your account open. Okay, give me a second. Okay, give me a second to reshare my screen. Give me a second to share my screen. All right. All right. So here it is. Let me share my screen one more time. Let me share my screen one more time. So you go to our website, you can continue with Google. Confirm you can see my screen first before I go ahead. Confirm you can see my screen. Confirm we can all see my screen. Okay. Okay, brilliant. All right. So continue with Google. Okay. And then you're just gonna ask me to sign up. And I'm just gonna sign right up. Continue. And that signs me right in. Okay. All right. So you're gonna see your dashboard immediately. Okay, but there's nothing on there. Right? There's gonna be nothing on there. So all you need to do is you go to the program that you want. Okay, you go to the program that you want, either data analytics, data science, or business analysis. I'm just gonna choose data. Uh, let's choose business analysis. Okay, I'll click on the learn more button. Okay, I'll click on the learn more button. Okay, I'll click on the learn more button, or you can simply go to course catalog on the left right here. Right, course catalog. So that will take you right here as well. So if you see 250K here, then it means that your discount is still on. So I'm just going to click on the learn more button from here. Okay, and then click on join class. Click on join class, and then you can see this page. So invest in your future today. Currently you get a 100K off if you're doing this with me right now. And then you choose your payment plan. Click on choose your payment plan, so you can actually pay 250K right now. Okay, or you can pay in two installments, 125, 125. But our most popular installment, a lot of people go for is the 85, 85, 80. Okay, or you can even go for the 30, 55, 85, 80. Okay, just read through the description so you know the details about the installment. So I'm just going to choose one. So I'm going to choose this for installment, and then click on start payment plan. Okay, start payment plan. Give me a second. Okay, so let me choose this particular one instead. Start payment. Yeah. So now you once, and this is you don't want to go through the direct transfer, all right? So you can come through here, just create your learner's dashboard, come here. Now you can choose to pay with card, or pay with transfer, whatever it is you want to do. Okay, so I'm just gonna use transfer, for example, and you'd have a one-time account detail you can send to, and all you need to do once you've sent the money, you can then click I've sent the money, and that's you can see there's a countdown, just 30 minutes, and this detail will be a fresh one. So it's a one-time detail. Okay, if you want to use card, you can enter in your card details, make the payment, you go through the OTP and the like. So seamless, and then you gain access right into our portal. Okay, so you can absolutely do that. All right, or simply just use the previous channel I said. You make a direct transfer to our Kuda bank account right here and send us a DM on our line 0701 564 7028 on WhatsApp, and we walk you through the next steps. So I would answer questions from the hands now. Earlier you mentioned Oluwaseun did a physical class. I did not mention Oluwaseun did a physical class. I said Oluwaseun met me in a physical session in Lekki, Lagos. That was how he got to know about Nabians. His class, though, he did it online, okay, just like as others, and he got a job just as others. What if you don't have the money now? If you don't have the money now, go and look for the money if you really want this, okay? Um, he said the Met, yes, at the fiscal event. Exactly. Is the 100K discount applicable only if we start payment today? Capital letter, yes, below. I want to make 30K payments after the class via POS. How can I know if you've seen the cash? Send us a DM 0701 564 7028, and that's all you need to do. Honestly, sir, getting to 50K or even 30K is an issue. I'm a student. I mean, you got data to join this class, right? I mean, you are online. So you saw our ad, right? You want something better for yourself. Okay, as even as a student, if you are here right now, I don't think what you should do, Joseph, is giving excuses on how you can't benefit from this. Except if you are not interested, you can say you're not interested. That's absolutely fine. But if you know you're interested, then what you should be talking about is how can I get this right now? Okay, so that's what you should be talking about, Joseph, not this. Emeka says, with the way Yahoo boys scam people online, don't you think it's important to have a physical venue? I mean, we have people with that has gotten jobs through us. Okay, you want to verify, you can go online, speak to them. Okay, and if you still have doubts, all right, and you don't have ways of confirming that, then I mean you just have to deal with your trust issues, Emeka. Okay, and I'll be so sorry about that if that's what you resort into. Okay, you really want this? All right, I'm a real person. I'm on LinkedIn. You can let me drop my LinkedIn profile. Okay, let me drop my LinkedIn profile. All right, so I know your skepticism, right? But again, if you allow that to overcome your zeal to actually get into this, right? That would be so unfortunate. But let me send you my LinkedIn profile. You can send me a message. Okay, you can see my connections. You can see my track record, the things I do. All right. But yeah, valid, very valid concern you have there, Mika. So who else? Let's see. So let me take the hands now. Let me take the hands now before I go back to questions in the chat. Let's see who has their hand up. Anna Luca. Go ahead with your question. Can you unmute? Let me allow you unmute. Um, let me allow you unmute. All right. So let me allow you on mute. So Anna, you can unmute now. Fire your question. Please only unmute if I call your name. Please don't unmute if I do not call your name. So Anna, please go ahead with your question. Okay. So I don't think Anna raised her hand to answer a question. So I'll just take one question. Okay. So go ahead, please, Anna. I thought you were not with me for a moment there. Okay. I doubt Ivana is with us. All right. Let's go to the next person. Sophia. Sophia, go ahead, please, with your question. Is it Sophia or Sophia? Because I know some people pronounce it as Sophia. So don't mind.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Mohammed.
Yeah, good evening. How are you doing tonight?
I'm very fine. What about you?
Very well. Thanks for asking.
Okay, yeah, the class was impactful. There's I don't necessarily have a question. It's just that the
Okay.
payment can we do that by the end of the month? This 30,000 naira, can we still do that? Will it still be valid by the end of the month? Oh,
It's just uh, yeah, it's just for tonight, actually. Unfortunately, it's just for tonight, right? And the 30K is able to secure it. All right. The first installment is actually 85. I'm just giving people the opportunity to lock down a discounted slot with 30K. And that's tonight.
oh,
Yeah.
it's well, oh. No problem. We'll see how we go about that.
All
But for
right.
me, I think I'll be getting money by the end of the month.
Okay, so what I would advise, and I'm just saying this just to share the experience of one of our participants. I don't know if you remember Grace. I thought about Grace earlier in the
Yes.
slide. One of the persons that got job. Now, when Grace got her job, and she was sharing her experience, Grace mentioned that she borrowed money to register for a program. Okay, and it just goes to show how passionate she was at the time. I didn't know. Okay, she registered, we worked with her, she got her result. So um I'm just saying, I mean, that's somebody who probably was just like you when and this was what January this year or March this year when she joined us. So and now that's all behind her. She's into tech now. So it all depends on how you look at it. Okay, but Sophia, I know that you can make it happen if you really want to. Okay, but you can prove me wrong.
No problem. I'll try my best.
Fantastic. That's the spirit. Okay, and I would love to see you. And for those who actually secure their discount tonight, I'm going to still meet with them tomorrow for an exclusive session. Okay, and I didn't stress that, but again, so far I think that if you really want to do this, you're here listening to me right now. You must have made your decision already. So uh, you won't be registering because I have a free session tomorrow, exclusive session tomorrow. You register because of what you want to get, down the line. So Sophia, I'll love to see you tomorrow. Is that fine? Am I counting on you?
Yes, I will try to be there
Please
tomorrow.
don't prove me wrong, okay?
No problem. Thank you.
All right, it's fine. Okay, next person is Danny Edafe. Did I get the pronunciation of your name correctly, Danny?
Okay, yeah, you did, sir. Good evening.
Oh, fantastic. Good evening. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good, and you?
I'm fantastic as well. Thank you for asking.
Okay, sir. So, I'll most likely be making the instrumental payments by the end of the month.
Okay.
Uh,
Which one are you
then
talking about?
uh,
350 or 250? Because the 250 is just for tonight.
the 250. I think it's
Okay. Are
250.
you are you
Okay.
leaving the discounted spot open for yourself to the end of the month? You
Yeah,
want
kind of.
You're hijacking my company there.
Sorry
You wanna
about that.
hijack? All right, that's fine. I mean, how about just securing your spot tonight with 30K? Can that happen?
Yeah, it's good, but I'm fixed up for this week already, so I won't be able to make that commitment.
Mm. Why not add Nebian to
Yeah,
your
so
fix up? I mean, that would just be a square peg in a square hole, right?
okay, let's see how it goes. Let me see what I can pull out tonight. But
Pull it.
aside that, I wanted to ask, what's the system requirement for the
Okay,
course?
in the program, yeah. Now,
Yeah.
on average, okay, and it's a very good question you asked. On average, um, usually, a functioning laptop would pass, right? But I recommend for the best experience through both your training program and on the job, you get something around maybe a Core i3, okay, with 8 gig RAM. All right, if you have something around that line, regardless of the generation, okay, this would serve you both on the learning journey and on the job. So, I mean, this spec that I just said is available if you want to go for. Although I'm not selling laptops, right? I mean, this is just me telling you what you need. So, but I know, especially if are you in Lagos though, Danny? Are you in Lagos? Where are you?
Yeah, I'm in Lagos. I'm in Lagos.
Fantastic. I mean, there's a very good market for used laptops in Lagos. Okay, they're all over the place. So you can just look into that. Or do you have a laptop right now?
Okay, actually, I made plans to get a MacBook Pro 2012, 500 gig HDD, 8 gig RAM Core i5.
Yeah, MacBooks would work any day, anytime. I mean, Apple products are premium. So this is not me selling Apple, but yeah, Apple products are premium. So you can by all means go for that. All right.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Okay. Who's next? Opeyemi Emmanuel. Opeyemi Emmanuel, your hand is next. After I take Opeyemi Emmanuel, I'll then take some questions in the chat and then come back to some of the hands that I have up. So Opeyemi, now go ahead. Go ahead, please, Opeyemi.
Thank you, sir. Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good
Uh,
evening. How are you doing today?
from Ikeja, Lagos.
Oh, fantastic.
My question is, are you still going to help us with LinkedIn optimization? You know, I know we have been struggling with LinkedIn or optimization.
Mm.
I don't know if your company is going to help us in that
Oh,
regard. So
okay.
kindly.
Opeyemi, I'm not calling you out, but it seems you joined my session a bit late. Am I correct? I suspect that you joined a little bit late. Am I correct? Just a tiny little bit late.
I said, yes, I was on another call before coming into
Oh,
this.
before coming here. Okay, fantastic. Because I covered all of these things. Okay.
So,
You get LinkedIn optimization, you get mentorship, you get CV review, you get interview preps. And these are things that are outside of the technical skill you are going to be learning. Right. So all of those things are given. In fact, we almost force you to get these things, right? And because we know that these are things that get you the result. So yes, short answer, you get LinkedIn optimization. That's our question.
yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm so grateful.
Okay,
I'm fine tonight.
fantastic.
5, yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So I'll see you tomorrow then in my
All
exclusive
right.
session. All right. Okay, so who is next? Who is next? Let me take some questions in the chat and then let's see. Do we have okay? Emmanuel says that's Emmanuel Ade Folari. Would there be any form of refund if payment is made today and the person isn't able to complete the payment? Emmanuel, are you planning to disappear? Okay, except if that's your plan. Okay, Emmanuel, don't plan like that. All right, don't plan like that. But you send us a DM 0701 564 7028 for more inquiries around refund. But Emmanuel, don't start planning. This is not the time to start planning to run away. All right, so yeah. Esther Chisom, I mean, I took some of your question in the past. My question were not answered yet. Can I join anytime back? So please, guys, don't unmute until I ask you. Stop that. All right. So let me take some questions in the chat, and then I'll allow you to unmute again. When will you be financially okay, Esther Chisom? So that's the big question. You need to answer. Okay, that's the big question. When will you be financially okay? So, and then we can start to work with realistic times. So of course it's good to also know that we start a new course every month. Okay, you can actually secure your spot now and choose to start a little bit later, but I will not advise you to even do that because we are entering into the second half. In fact, we've entered into the second half of the year. There's going to be a wave of recruitment down towards the end of the year. So you want to be equipped with the skills at that time, not still running around looking for how you want to get started. Okay. So Victory Joseph says, I'm interested. The offer is not expensive, but might not be affordable. Let me be hopeful, Sha. So are you speaking for everybody or yourself, Victory? Because as we speak right now, a lot of people have already secured their spot. So are you speaking for yourself or for definitely not for everyone? Because from the people who have secured their spot from tonight's session alone, I doubt if that's the case. But if you're looking for affordable, okay, that might be a mistake on your own part. In fact, there are free platforms. I can even email that to you, okay, if you want. Free platforms where you can get trained in data analytics and all of these things. But guess what? You won't get. You would not get a job. Let me not sugarcoat it. Okay, so if you're looking for value, you come here. If you're looking to just upskill, you just want to upskill. Okay, if you just want to upskill, you don't need a tech job. You just want to upskill, then you can go for the free, free platform. You don't need to pay a dime. Okay, but you want to get into tech, you want to get a tech job. Yeah, you're welcome. So Emmanuel Steven, I'll just, if I missed your question, if for any I missed your question in the chat especially, you can send us a DM, okay, with your question. I'll get it answered. 0701 564 7028 WhatsApp, and we'll get your questions answered. I'll take Emmanuel. That's the last person I'll take tonight, and then we'll call it tonight. Emmanuel Steven, I'm going to allow you on mute now. Give me a second. Yeah, turn on your microphone and go ahead with your question, please. Yep, I can see you've unmuted. Can you go ahead with your question, please? All right. It seems you have a problem with your microphone, Emmanuel. So just type a question in the chat instead then. Okay, just type a question in the chat and let me take it and let's close for the night. Okay. Just type a question in the chat. While you're doing that, let me see. I'm speaking for myself. The price is okay. Victory, then go for it. Okay, go for it. Let's change. Give us the opportunity to change the story. Faith says, can this offer extend to the end of the month? Send us a DM, Faith. Send us a DM 0701 564 7028. 28. That's also the line to send us the proof of your payment if you have secured a spot already. Please, can you go through the prices once more? So it's 250k. That's discounted price. Normally it's 350. You can split that into three installments. 85k now, 85k 1 month into the program, 80k second month into the program. If you don't have 85k right now to secure the discount, you can um, make a down payment of 30k. So then you come top up with 55k to make it 85 at the start of the cohort. All right. So I hope that goes through the payment plan one more time, Anthony. So Emmanuel, do I have a question now? Okay, Chidera says I missed your question. So sorry about that. Let me see. Oh, I mean the chats are just flying around, so I beg your pardon, guys. How is the program structured? I mean, when is the next class? So the next class is August 9th. Okay, the next class is August 9th. People are securing their seat now because we are not going to have crowd in the class. People are going to secure their seats before the class starts. So you can secure a seat now, Chidera. My question is, how long is the program going to take? 4 months. Okay, what time are classes going to hold? Emmanuel, have you filled out the attendance form? If you filled out the attendance form, don't worry. You'd get my slides. The schedule is right there. This is it on my screen, as you can see now. 4 months journey, 3 months of learning, 1 month of internship, Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., 3 hours. You have an instructor in class. On Sundays, you get self-paced videos to prepare you ahead of the next class on Saturdays. And then you have weekday sessions, not classes now, just extra meetings with you. Tuesdays, you have what we call support sessions, 9 to 10 p.m. in the evening. You get to ask any questions around great areas that you have. And then on Thursdays, you have mentorship so that we keep you in the right frame of mind in this journey of yours. So I hope that, goes, just give you a rundown of what the schedule is like. So, but again, ensure you have filled out the attendance form, Emmanuel, so you can get my slides and my and the recording of this session. Finally, is it possible to know more about each courses? So yes, you can. You can secure your spot, send a DM request for a clarity session. Would you'd get to book a clarity session to know more about the career path, okay, and then you know which one to choose, okay, but you can actually still secure a spot before all of these, right? And even if you've chosen one already, you can still change before the class starts or after, once you get clarity on which one suits you. All right, so I hope that answers your question. Okay, let me just take Pascaline. Pascaline, unmute, speak to me, and let's call it a night, please. Hi, Pascaline, are you there? All right, so I doubt if Pascaline wanted to speak to me. So if you are still here with me right now, I really appreciate your time and your for the fact that you stayed here this time shows your level of interest. I really hope I see you tomorrow in my exclusive session, having secured your spot tonight. So this is the point where, and I really hope it was worth your time, and you gained some valuable stuff in tonight's session. So good night and have a wonderful night, guys.
Good night. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Cheers.